Well, we haven't yet recalled the sample sentence twice. In the previous video, when we were talking about the postal abbreviation for Kansas is KS. So let's do this now. The postal abbreviation for Kansas is KS. The postal abbreviation for Kansas is KS. Postal abbreviation for Kansas is KS. The postal abbreviation of Kansas is KS. Right. Next entry, ABC. ABCs, singular noun. The ABC of a subject or activity is the parts of it that you have to learn first because they're the most important and basic. So the ABC of something is the easiest but the most important stuff that you need to build on later on. The ABC of Marxism. Mark, Marxism. Marxism. The second s is voiced. Marxism. Marxism. Marxism is a political philosophy based on the writings of Karl Marx, which stresses the importance of the struggle between social classes. Well, sorry guys, I just forgot to connect my wired headphones, so the audio quality might be poor for the last 2 minutes. Please bear with me. I'm sorry. It should sound better now. Marxism is a political philosophy based on the writings of Karl Marx, which stresses the importance of the struggle between different social classes. So it's a political philosophy. Marxism. The ABC of Marxism. The ABC of Marxism. So it's the basic things but the most important ideas about Marxism if you want to learn it or if you want to study it. The second usage, countable noun. Children who have learned their ABC or their ABCs have learned to recognize, write, or say the alphabet. So if you have learned your ABC, you know how to say, well, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, O, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, if you have learned your ABC. Oh, you need to know how to write and recognize it as well, not just speak it out. So, know your ABC or know your ABCs is mostly used informally in informal situations. Do you know your ABC? I guess we can use it to allude to the fact that someone is stupid. Allude to is a good word to learn. It just suddenly popped up in my brain. Allude to. If you allude to something, you mention it in an indirect way, in a sarcastic way. I was meant to say it. Do you know your ABC in a sarcastic way? To allude to the fact that, oh, you're stupid. Do you even know your ABC or ABCs? But I don't recommend saying this. That's kind of rude. Let's move on. Next entry. Abdicate. Abdicate, A-B-D-I-C-A-T-E, abdicate, abdicates, abdicating, abdicated. Verb, first sense. If a king or queen abdicates, he or she gives up being king or queen, so just to leave their thrones. If you abdicate. Sample sentence. The last French king was Louis Philippe, who abdicated in 1848. French king Louis Philippe. Let's see how this gorgeous man looked like. Louis Philippe. Philippe. Louis Philippe. Wow. I love his beard. I'm suspecting this is not the Louis Philippe that we're looking for. But yeah, handsome man. Louis Philippe, the last French king who abdicated in the year of 1848. Let's recall it. The last French king was Louis Philippe, who abdicated in 1848. The last French king was Louis Philippe, who abdicated in 1848. The last French king was Louis Philippe, who abdicated in 1848. The last French king was Louis Philippe, who abdicated in 1848. Good. Abdication is abdicates noun form. Abdication, A-B-D-I-C-A-T-I-O-N. Uncountable noun, usually with possessive nouns, possessive pronouns. Wait. P-O-S-S. P-O-S-S stands for possessive, which comes before noun be possessive determiner, which is just my, her. Ah, yes, I should have known this. Like my, her, their. With possessive, his ancestors, his, her, their, my. Those kind of word. Usually with possessive, so it's usually used with the possessive of, abdicate of. Sample. The most serious royal crisis since the abdication of Edward the Eighth. Edward the Eighth. The eighth man that have the name Edward since the first, since his one of his ancestors who called himself Edward, or his parents called him Edward. It's the eighth man is called Edward the Eighth. Edward the Eighth. Edward the Eighth. Wow, this guy's handsome. Edward the Eighth. Edward the Eighth. The most serious royal crisis since the abdication of Edward the Eighth. Royal. It should be related to some palace stuff, like something connected with the king, queen, or emperor, or their family. A royal person is a king, queen, or emperor, or a member of their family. So a royal crisis is something related to king, queen, or emperor, or their family. A royal crisis. The most serious royal crisis is a crisis or crisis. I'm not sure. Crisis. No, C-R-I-S-I-S, not S-E-S. Crisis, just crisis, not crisis. Crisis, situation in which something or somebody is affected by one or more very serious problems. So something serious is happening. A crisis. The most serious royal crisis since the abdication of Edward the Eighth. The most serious royal crisis since the abdication of Edward the Eighth. The most serious royal crisis since the abdication of Edward the Eighth. The most serious royal crisis since the abdication of Edward the Eighth. Good. Second sense, verb. If you say that someone has abdicated responsibility for something, you disapprove of them because they have refused to accept responsibility for it any longer. Formal disapproval. To abdicate the responsibility. Sample sentence. Many parents simply abdicate all responsibility for their children. Many parents simply abdicate all responsibility for their children. Those parents refuse to accept responsibility for their children, like not bringing them up, not feeding them right, not providing them with enough clothing, jewelry. Especially spend most of her money on expensive jewelry and clothing. If you remember this sentence, this sample sentence. Well, just kidding. Jewelry is not supposed to be a must for most of us. At least not for me. Many parents simply abdicate all responsibility for their children. Many parents simply abdicate all responsibility for their children. Many parents simply abdicate all responsibility for their children. Many parents simply abdicate all responsibility for their children. To abdicate responsibility, don't do this. Abdication of, again, it's the noun form of abdicate. Abdication, but yes, it's the noun form of abdicate in the second sense. To abdicate responsibility is used with just the possessive of as well. Sample sentence. There had been a complete abdication of responsibility. 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 Abdicate responsibility again. Next entry. Abdomen. Abdomen. A-B-D-O-M-E-N. A-B-D-O-M-E-N. An American pronounce it as abdomen. Abdomen. Abdomens. Countable noun, first sense. Your abdomen is a part of your body below your chest, where your stomach and intestines are. So it's a part between your belly, the part of your body below your chest, where your stomach and intestines are. Formal. He had pains in his abdomen. He had pains in his abdomen. Let's see. Abdomen. Abdomen. Your belly. Abdomen. The part of your body below your chest. Abdomen. Abdomen. Sample sentence. He had pains in his abdomen. He had pains in his abdomen, or I would say he had abdominal pain, which we'll go into details later for the word abdominal. Abdomen. He had pains in his abdomen. He had pains in his abdomen. He had pains in his abdomen. See also feature box as insect. We'll check that out later. So the next entry, abdominal, abdominal, abdominal is an adjective. Abdominal is used to describe something that is situated in the abdomen or forms part of it. Like an abdominal skin is used to form the abdomen, and it's used to use in front of the tissue or part that is related to abdomen. For example, vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Diarrhea. You can learn this word in biology classes. I learned this when I was Form 3. Abdominal. Wait, what am I doing now? Yes, diarrhea. D-I-A-R-R-H-O-E-A. Diarrhea. Diarrhea. Diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea. If someone has diarrhea, a lot of liquid feces comes out of their body because they're ill. Well, if you are interested, you can search diarrhea on Google yourself. I'm not searching the images of diarrhea. Next entry, abdominals. Oh, I forgot to recall it twice. Vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Next entry, abdominals. 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 Notice the S in the N is not pronounced as an S, an unvoiced S, but a voiced Z. Abdominals. 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 It's a plural noun. You can refer to abdominal muscles as your abdominals when you're talking about exercise, or in short, call that abs. I believe most people call their abdominal muscle as abs. So its full form is abdominals. Abdominals. Let's continue in the next video.